Good evening, everybody. Hope everyone is well. We are back once again, guys. So, you can probably hear by the sound of my voice right now, I have been recording content like no tomorrow, guys. Literally, I've been up for the past 24 hours getting the content in an optimal position for the platform because guys, I'm going to be completely honest with you right now. I've never ever seen anything quite like what I'm building. That's just not because it's not what it's like being, let's just say that it's mine as a whole. God, I made a real meal of getting that one out, but that's not just because it's my ecosystem, my Planet Crypto platform. It's because I'm taking so much pride in the way in which we're putting this together. I've been on with guys across the world over the past couple of weeks, real hedge fund consultants, people who are really big within all industries, and I've brought them in on this vision, guys, and really, guys, I cannot wait to welcome everybody who's been working really hard in the background, going through the free courses, going through these market breakdowns with such detail, guys. Obviously, you guys are really looking to learn. Now, to anybody new that would be going through and looking at these breakdowns and seeing my charts and seeing what a mess they are sometimes, it's hard to dissect, and it can become something where you look at it, you come away, and you think, that's not for me. But don't be that person, guys. Don't be, ask questions. I am available 24/7 at the moment, guys. And if you want to send me a DM, please do. I want to help you guys succeed in this market, because ultimately, guys, I want to change the way in which people are moving and trading and learning and everything about the cryptocurrency market, mate. There's a lot of various different problems that we do see, right? And I want you guys to be the people who can be trading with me, trading for me in the platform in the future, right? Your success is what will make this ecosystem, this planet, this platform. So do hang in, guys, and when the platform is ready, I'm looking to hopefully a month from now. Again, I have had a lot of content getting recorded, and also been working with a lot of the guys over in India who are putting together the back end, the forums, all the libraries, all the ebooks. Honestly, guys, I cannot explain what we are doing and the way in which we are going to change the game with this platform. But I'll shut up now. Shall we crack on? Okay, guys, so again, if you are new to this, hello, and let's have a look. Right, so again, like I usually do, let's break this down, right? Let's get rid of some of this crap at the bottom. Let's break this down. Because ultimately, guys, when we're trading, when we're investing, we are playing what we see, right? We're reacting to the price. We're planning for the future, but we're reacting to what we see, right? Okay, so if we go to the outer layer, what we can see is, and I know I say this every time, but price since 2018, since 2017, has been respecting this wedge, right? So what we can see is we've come back up and we've tested this wedge. We've had a big rejection. Now, guys, if we zoom in, what we can see is that price is creating lower highs. Now, what that tells me, lower highs and lower lows, and that is the mechanics of price action, right? That is how price works. A downtrend forms lower highs and lower lows, and an uptrend forms higher lows and higher highs, right? That is the mechanics of how price works. So clearly, guys, we are seeing more sell pressure in the market. We have seen it touch 1, touch 2, touch 3, moving down. I do personally think, because what we can see, I mean, we can't really see it because the price is literally sat on it, but I have various different levels. I've got a level just like this marked out here, right? And what we can see is that this price has tested it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. Many times in the past, he's used it as support, broke through, not managed to break through, and continued to use it as support, using it as resistance. But there's various different, let's say, tactics around working out when support and resistance is lost. Like, when does a line turn to support? When does it turn to resistance? Because ultimately, guys, I would say, by looking at this, and this is very advanced and I will be teaching it, is ultimately, one would think that breaking through this level of support here, again, if you don't understand support, go through the course. It is holding the price up. Go through the free course that is on this Telegram, right? 19 days worth of free content to get you up to understanding what I'm talking about just here. So what we can see is this was holding the price up. We broke through, but we got hold up here, But that wouldn't necessarily mean that, because as we mentioned, where support turns into resistance, the price from going up, right? That doesn't necessarily mean that this support was lost and we've now turned to resistance, because what we saw is we got rejected down here and then we come back up and we broke through again. Therefore, this has still held its position as support, because it has not gone through the full way, guys, which means the price failed to get through, right? So it's going to be held up, continues to be held up, rather than finding its feet in this level and using it as resistance, right? But again, that's a lesson for another day. I'm breaking it down. Okay, so we can see, and what we can see, guys, is we are testing. If I break down, I drew this as we were doing the breakdown the other day, just to show you how effective these formations are and these wedges. So we had a wedge here, ascending wedge, which obviously is a bearish formation. What have we seen? We've seen it break out, and then we've absolutely dumped, guys. So this shows how important technical analysis is. What we've had here is we've had a fake breakout, right? So everyone thought that, oh, we're going to break it out to the upside, because if you break out of a formation like this, generally you have a big move somewhere. So the institutions, the banks, have faked us out, and then they've said, oh, okay, actually we've grabbed some people who are thinking we're going to go back up to this level of resistance just up here, back up to the 9,500 level, and then they've said, right, okay, we're going to cash them all out and we're going to boom it down, which is what happened, right? And so we made this target zone, didn't we? We made this target zone last week. I think it was Monday. Are we in the target zone right now? We are not in there, but we have wicked in. But guys, as we continue the downtrend, we will get into this target zone. We will. Right, so we're going to get into here. We're going to break through here. And we're going to go through the drop zone. I've been saying this for some weeks now. Right, so you see how it's all playing out, and I am here to support you guys and give you my views. So that is my thoughts with Bitcoin. We are going to break through, come through to this target zone, come and test this 8,500 level, and when we go through this 8,500 level, then I think we are going to go through the floor, guys, again, according to the prior historic data and the big moves that we do see in there. The only way for me now that I can see is down, right? Let's move on to XRP. So, as I mentioned last week, guys, where have we moved to? We have moved to here. Again, I mentioned we was going to move sideways, go through a stage of distribution. Again, another theory that I will share a different day. We are doing exactly what I said. Going through here, we're going to be range bound in here for a bit. Again, don't worry if you don't understand what that means. We're basically going to be bouncing around here for a bit. We're going to come down, test past this level, as I mentioned. Come up by range round a bit more, then come back down, test, keep testing, come back up and test as resistance, then come down and ultimately hit the target, guys. You know, if we can get down to these, I don't think we'll go anywhere lower than 10 cents, but the target and buy zone for me is around this level just here. I don't think we're going to go quite as low as past the 10 cent. The target is here to buy, right? That is where I am buying, and that is where I'll be putting my house roof into XRP, because I do really enjoy it, as long as there's many... It's got many haters, doubters, but I do really enjoy the coin and the use case. But again, guys, I did say I had more time to go over stocks this evening. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to whiz through these, and you probably see I'm going through it more of a less stringent rate than usual, but what we can see. So Ethereum, what can we see? We can see formations, lower highs happening. Lower high happening here. Maybe come back up and test this, would still be a lower high. So what we can see again is just following what I was mentioning on Monday. We can see that this price is now respecting basically the formation that I've put out. And we can see that ultimately, guys, we are going to come down to here, have some side movement, and then this circle that I'd marked out, which again is a territory for these big moves. Again, I'm going to leave these all in so we can come back and see what they look like in a couple of weeks, guys, when really the big movements have happened, because I'm quite confident these will happen. I may be wrong, but again, with experience, you start to be able to forecast these things happening, right? So target zone, well on for target. Again, we are ultimately forming lower highs, as though it looks like we are following this trend just here. Again, we drew these in last time. We broke out of this level here, this level of declining resistance. And we are now using this level, which was previous support. As support continues, we may come out here until we break out this level just here. We are going to continue going up to test this level. I don't think we will. If we do, it doesn't matter, because we are still forming a lower high, and we'll break through here and continue to form a sideways movement down here, and then break through and obviously move down to this level that I have marked out also. Cool, I will take a breath now. Right, cool. Let's move on to some stocks, guys, because I know people have been asking about them quite recently. Okay, right, guys. So what can we see? What can we see? I have not even looked at the stock markets today. which is pretty crazy. So again, you guys know just as much as me with regards to what is going on. But what can we see, guys? We can see, as I mentioned, we see big moves when we break out of levels of support. We broke out just here. Again, we didn't quite reach that target there just as a short, but it doesn't matter because we didn't get wicked in, so let's get rid of that. So what can we see now, guys? We've broken out of here. We found support, guys. We had previous support here for a third touch. So what do I think is going to happen now, guys? We formed a lower high here. What do I think is going to happen, right? We're going to come back up here. We're going to form a lower high again. We're going to come back down, test here, which will be the third time of testing, and then ultimately we're going to break through, guys. That is what I think is going to happen because we've had number 1 touch, number 2 touch, followed by number 3 touch. We may have a 4th touch, we may come back up, form another lower high and break through, but ultimately sell side pressure is winning for me. Let's move on to BP. Still range bound with regards to BP. We're doing the same as what we've been doing for the past few weeks. Again, we saw that breakout forming actually a higher high, but again, we've seemed to resume forming lower highs as a whole. So my thoughts are with regards to BP, let me get rid of that, is again, I think we're going to continue range bound. But I think once we see the full effects of the virus, etc., as I've been saying for months, we are going to see another breakdown in price, perhaps to around the, I'm thinking around the 285 level. Obviously, it's going to be a big one. It's for the future is BP. I think it's obviously oil is apparently scarce, so we expect that to do some moving, guys. Obviously, we did see big moves down from again the $5 region, £5 region. Sorry, should I say? And again, we've recovered quite well, so that's why it's one of my picks for the future, guys. Let's move on. Okay, Vodafone. What can we see, guys? This is one of my. I made a call a while ago, and we hit it up to me. That line there is what I'd called literally when we were about here. So called that, and we touched it exactly the same. So you can see that this technical analysis does work, guys. But what do I think is going to happen? So what we can see forming just here is something called an ascending triangle. An ascending triangle is actually a descending signal. So it's a bullish signal, should I say. So it's a bullish signal. So what I think we're going to do is continue testing here. We've tested once, tested twice, tested 3 times. I think we're going to break out to the upside. For Vodafone, I think we are. I think we're going to break to the upside, ultimately come back down, break through, and test down to the bottom side. Keep continuing downwards, guys. I think that's what we're going to see because there is, yeah, I think there's a lot of downside we've not seen with regards to the stock market. There's been artificial pulling up of the price. Ultimately, if we do unconfirm this, then we could end up forming a lower high and just breaking out to the downside. We could end up spilling. That could happen. Some bad news could take the technicals out the window, and we end up with a move to the downside, guys. Let's move on. Aviva, again range bound but creating lower highs. I think we are going to come back down and test this level for the second time, come back up, create another lower high. So something like this, come back down, test, come back up, create another lower high here, come back down, test again, come maybe up again, and then come down and inevitably break through down to these levels down here. So I'll leave that through here. Again, guys, if you are playing positions, then just wait for the test, wait for the third test, and then you can put an entry in. Not financial advice, but you need to be looking in threes, guys. Always look in threes. How many things? First touch, second touch, third touch. There's all these different theories. There's touches, there's first touch, first test, second test, third test. But ultimately, guys, things work in threes, right? If you're trading and you're looking for a breakout to the downside, I would be waiting for the third touch and then from there putting your position in. But again, guys, this will all be covered in the advanced platform, etc. And the strategies and what we can use. Okay, so JD, what can we see with JD? Again, we've got lower high forming here, but we've actually managed to come back up and test this. This is going to be quite interesting because obviously, let's say the high street stores have come back up. Now, what this means, guys, so if we look at this, right, and there's a reason, there's a mechanical reason why price is doing this, right? And this is, again, it's all about previous highs. Now, what we'd see, right, so this is just here. Let's just look at this as like a range. I mean, I'm not politically using the absolute perfect lines, but let me just use my tool. So what we can see is price is now bouncing in and out of here. But there's a specific reason why price has stopped here and it's not moved up to the top of this. Now, why is that, guys? So you might want to quiz yourself here. It's because this right here is the previous high, right? It's the lower high. But the reason why there's so much sell pressure is here because the bears, the guys who are selling, who want the MAC price to go down, are stopping it. Because what it'll do is, in a trader mentality, once price breaks past the previous high, that automatically to a trader's mind tells them that we're in an uptrend, right? We are now creating higher lows, right? And we're going to continue working like this, right? continue moving like this. So there's a lot of sell side pressure here, because what will happen is if we do break past here, then there's going to be a lot of buy pressure. There's going to be people buying to make an uptrend, right? Which obviously, in an economic crisis, it just makes no sense to have an uptrend, but I have no words sometimes with regards to thingy. So JD is one I'm actually invested in JD, but again, it's one of my smaller picks because, again, you don't really know what's going to happen because, again, with everything, I've just got money sat there waiting, but I'm invested again with these guys. But this is the reason, the mechanical and psychological reason why we've not moved above this level. So hopefully that gives you a bit of an insight as to why this happens. And the way price moves, guys, this is stuff that no one teaches because it is premium stuff, and the guys who charge for it will be pissed off with me. I apologise for my language, but at the end of the day, guys, I want to give you the best way of being able to succeed. And again, the advanced stuff in the platform will cover absolutely crazy amounts. So what I think is going to happen now, if we do manage to get past here, then we're going to come back up and test this line, right? And we're going to come back down. We're going to create a higher high, right? Higher low, sorry, and higher high as well. But what do I think is going to happen? I think we're going to get a lot of pressure here. We might get a fake out, might come back down and test this level here. And then, again, we've not created a higher high. So I think that's the most, let's say, amicable thing that I could think could happen. Right. But we never know. We could continue moving up because sometimes I have no words with the economic, let's say, values as a whole sometimes. So, yeah, like you say, if we're looking at price and we're looking at what it's telling us, then it would tell us that we're going to be here in the next couple of days. But let's put a box on so we can come back and review this, guys, because it'd be interesting to see where we are, right? Cool. So we're in there. So excuse my squiggles, guys. But again, Tilray. Look at this. So again, guys, I have mentioned how much of a high risk investment Tilray is. We can see how much it can go up. Look, that's a 350% increase, right? It's very, very volatile because ultimately, guys, the company is pretty much falling apart. But in its sense, it has been to $300 before, and it's only at $6 now. Apologies for that, guys. I've got my emails popping up. So again, guys, it is something that I'm willing to lose. I'm going to put some money in to Tilray when we drop into this liquidity zone just here. I will be buying and buying more all the way down, and then looking for a massive return. That is the way that we're looking, guys. Again, I see no reason why, because of an economic decline, a lot of American stocks are hit really bad, right? Because it is like the purge in America at the moment. There's no way literally around what they're seeing. It is crazy, but ultimately that is having a big effect on stocks also. What can we see, guys? What can we see? So the DJI, is it doing exactly what I've mentioned over the past 3 months, guys? We had this head and shoulders formation form for so long now, and we've had it. Look at this. I drew it out horribly, but it is literally doing exactly what I said. Look, we've got shoulder, head, shoulder, come back up into this liquidity zone. We are literally getting resistance at exactly the point that I have mentioned. Again, creating a lower high. Now, what is going to happen, guys? What is going to happen? When we break this neckline, every single stock in the stock market is going to go down the toilet. I apologize. It is not going to be good, right? It's not going to be good. Obviously, for anyone shorting, not financial advice, but Jesus Christ, not many opportunities come like this, right? But it could not happen. We could just break out and create a high because of manipulation. You never know, right? But I'll be waiting like a sniper to see what we do. But look at that. Look at how optimal that is. Look, we've come back up, and this line, even though it is poorly drawn, is literally doing what I've said. So, again, another pat on the back. But, okay, what can we see? We can see that we are moving towards this short position just here. Ready to break through, come back down, test this line. If we break out, then, you can keep saying goodbye sort of thing. But this is where we're at, guys. I do think that we are going to come down. The reason why I've got an 8% price is because 8% move is because I've measured it from here, guys, right? So again, we are going to see the 22,000 points level in the Dow Jones. I do believe so. That's my take, and not looking too good with regards to the economy, as we know. But guys, again, we can only play what we see. What we see is not looking too good, and the economy is not looking too good also. Right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up here. A bit shorter than usual, but wanted to be a bit more straight at the point because I know that I do have a tendency to go on. But guys, I will keep everyone updated with regards to the platform. It is imminent. Well, not too imminent, but again, guys, you know that I'm working night and day to get this ready for you. Right, coolio. I will catch everyone in the next one. Cheers, guys.